Let's welcome now our political panel, Republican strategist Whitley Yates and Democratic strategist Theryn Bond. Ladies, great to see you both. Whitley, I'd like to start with you. What are your thoughts on these blatant moves in Texas? The criticisms also that this is, again, an effort ahead of the midterms for Republicans to allow the president to avoid accountability for his actions and get ahead of the votes to maintain majorities.
I would agree with them. I think that this is a midterm maneuver. And I think the reason why they're pushing to do this right now is because the midterms are coming and they don't believe that they're going to be able to hold the seats. Now, usually, if you're in a position like this, you would run better candidates, support better races, fundraise more money than the other candidate, and push a message that really connects with the people. But this midterm maneuver that's been happening in Texas, as well as now California joining in, to me, it's less about democracy and more about strategy. It's a political move, in my opinion, that really puts the power in the politicians' hands and removes it from the people's hands.
Right. And what is different, as the representative laid out, is that the rules are different in these states. So that sort of changes the game here. Theryn, at the same time, you know, Republicans have argued Democrats are really being hypocritical here, that redistricting in Texas is wrong, while at the same time they're making that argument, they're moving to change congressional maps in blue states as well. So what say you?
First of all, this shouldn't be happening at this time. It's not the time for the census, which redistricting usually aligns with, and that's when Republicans usually tend to try to gerrymander seats to get more and get even better representation where they are. This is about an overhaul in Republican power. This is about President Donald Trump and all his friends in Congress and his billionaire friends thinking they are going to lose power and how they refuse to cede it to anyone, and certainly not Democrats. This is about Republicans continuing to move the goalposts when they feel like, oh no, we might not really have things under control as much as we thought we did. And so now states like California are choosing to finally fight back. People who truly know science know that blue has always been hotter than red, and it's about time that Democrats use their fighting tools and power to win back the American public and get the United States of America back on a better path that Republicans have tried to steal from us.
All right, so I want to get your thoughts on this, because we had Tim Pawlenty on earlier. He made the case that all of this is going to come to a head in court. And it's going to come to a head with two items in particular: a Supreme Court precedent that says it's not legal to draw congressional boundaries based on partisan motivations, and then the 14th Amendment and concerns about violating the Voting Rights Act, specifically also this racial motivation that's been talked about in redrawing these districts, that accusation. So what are your thoughts, Whitley, on his analysis and what we're likely to see next?
I think his analysis is spot on, and that you're going to have these types of challenges, not only with drawing the maps and the constitutionality of it, but also with the race factor, as well as what the previous guest just stated when it comes to California and it being against the Constitution of the entire state to do these types of maneuvers. Both parties are playing the same game. And while, you know, Ms. Bond has now lauded what California is doing, neither side has the moral high ground, and the people lose in the end either way. And so what they're doing is they're making a game out of this when it shouldn't be about gamesmanship. It should be about accurate representation for all people.
All right, Theryn, we've got about 30 seconds left. I'll give you the last word here.
Well, President Donald Trump, and the way he continues to run America into the ground, continues to show his lack of consideration and integrity for the American people and its policies and its Constitution. President Trump continues to evade the law when it comes to following what the Constitution does and is as a living, breathing document. So if the president at the top, who's supposed to lead by example, does not honor the Constitution, then that means it's fair game for anyone else when it comes to challenging him or his policies or any that fall between red states.
And I think those on the other side would say it's just not enough time for his policies to play out. But it's a fair argument on both sides. Whitley Yates, Theryn Bond, always appreciate hearing from you both. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.